It's right to say that 94% of restaurants and other food businesses pass safety inspections, and it's only a handful of them that fail to meet these safety requirements. But what happens when a restaurant or takeaway is not quite as hygienic as you'd like it to be? For example, in this photograph here, where there is food shown just inches from rubbish bags and floor cleaning buckets. Or in this photograph here showing an infestation of cockroaches. And finally, in this photograph here, showing a whole area covered in rat droppings. Well, once again, you'll notice that I'm here again on Easy Chinese Cooking, not Black Belt Barrister. If you're not familiar with Black Belt Barrister, that's linked in the description below. Essentially, I'm a barrister who helps you understand law. So my contributions for this channel, Easy Chinese Cooking, are all food related. And so this one is food and law related. So I thought I'd guest here on our own channel. So you'll be pleased to hear, probably, that when a restaurant or takeaway falls below these safety standards, the people involved can be prosecuted and fined, and they can get their restaurants or takeaways closed down. In one such case, as reported by The Guardian, the Babylon Inn run by a Dr. Mahmood was closed down and he was fined more than £40,000, including cost. In fact, some of the photographs I just showed you are reported to have been taken from this very place. But Dr. Mahmood apparently has been banned from managing any food business indefinitely. And in fact, I know a few people who are so paranoid about this that they won't eat at a restaurant unless they've gone in to inspect the kitchen first. Now you might think that this would be met with hostility and the restaurant owner would say, why on earth do you want to come and look at the kitchen? But in fact, if it's a clean kitchen, why would they object to someone looking at it? Because the hygiene standards should be open and plain to see. Like many of the modern places now have an open kitchen where you can see what's going on. You can see the food that's being cooked and how it's being prepared, and obviously the level of hygiene. One quick story is that I went out to eat some years ago, and it was an all-you-can-eat type place with curries. And the food was so bad, even after the first mouthful or two, I just didn't want to eat anymore. The waitress came over and said, "Is everything okay with the meals?" And I said, "Well, actually, no, it isn't. Would you mind fetching the manager for me?" She laughed and walked away. She thought I was just joking, clearly. But the second time she came over, I said, really, would you mind fetching the manager? I wasn't going to make a big deal about it. All I wanted to say is that please don't charge me for the food because I prefer not to eat. My friend wanted to continue eating and in fact went on to be ill, and I was perfectly fine because I didn't eat anymore. The manager came over to me and said, "Well, listen, you can eat as much as you want and I won't charge you." And I said, "No, I think you're missing the point. I just don't want to eat any more food, but I just don't want you to charge me for it. I will sit here, I'll drink the drinks and I'll pay for the drinks whilst my friend eats, but I don't want to pay for any of the food." And then he began to challenge me on the quality of the food and everything else. But ultimately, my mind was made up. I wasn't going to eat anymore, and that was essentially the end of the conversation. So I'm interested to hear your stories. Drop them in the comments box below. Tell me, have you noticed any lack of hygiene in any particular place? Have you heard of any places being closed down? Tell me about your stories. I'm eager to hear them. And please do subscribe to this channel here, like the video, share it with somebody, and check out our fantastic recipes in the other videos on this channel. And thank you for watching.